Hey everybody, my name is Frank. I'm with Global Vapor Supply, Global Vapor Manufacturing in upstate New York. We are an e-liquid manufacturer. We make two different types of e-liquid, two different blends. Our first is called Rain, it's an 80% VG, and our second line is Shine. It's a 60-40 blend, 60% PG, 40% VG. I recently saw a video, I believe through Twitter, where a gentleman did this experiment with a tobacco cigarette to show you the amount of tar and nicotine and everything that comes out of a traditional tobacco cigarette. And as soon as I can remember who that was, I'll give him credit in another post. I just can't happen to find it yet this morning. So what I've done is I've taken a 2-liter bottle, filled it with water, put a regular tobacco cigarette in the top. I've got a hose at the bottom. So the premise is when I light the cigarette and undo the hose at the bottom, the water will start to flow out, creating a suction, creating a vacuum up here, which will simulate smoking a cigarette. So all of the cigarette smoke will be trapped inside the bottle. So give me just a second here. I'll get this started. Unkink the hose at the bottom. Get the water flowing, get the cigarette started, as you can see, as the water starts to slowly go down, all of the cigarette smoke from the cigarette is being pulled into the bottle. It's a whitish yellow color. I'm hoping everybody can see this okay. It doesn't take long, but I want to make sure that I have all of the tobacco, all of the tar and nicotine that is in a regular traditional cigarette pulled into the bottle. This is a 100 length cigarette. I've got a little bit of water in here as the ashes fall. They should fall inside the container that I have at the bottom. What my attempt is here is to show the difference between a traditional tobacco cigarette versus an electronic cigarette in vaping. As you can see, the cigarette is pretty much gone. It's down to the filter now, and all of the yellowish smoke from the cigarette is now in the bottle. It's just going to take a couple of more minutes and we'll let all that water from the bottle drain down through. As we know, traditional cigarettes have hundreds and thousands of different chemicals in them that goes into your system, that's expelled out of your system. Here at Global Vapor Supply, and just like all the other good e-liquid manufacturers that are out there, they don't have thousands of chemicals in them. I mean, you've got 4 main ingredients. You've got propylene glycol, you've got vegetable glycerin, you've got flavorings, and those are all food grade products, and nicotine. Now, yes, we understand that nicotine is an addictive substance, but nicotine on its own inside the vaping products is not giving you these thousands of chemicals that you get from a regular traditional cigarette. Now, what I'm going to do next, as the rest of this water drains down, all I've done is taken a piece of coffee filter. I'm going to unscrew this cap. I'm going to put the coffee filter on top. And unfortunately, I couldn't find a rubber band anywhere. However, an O-ring from a Mutation X RDA happens to work great. So I'm going to put the coffee filter over top of the bottle, fasten it with the O-ring. As you can see, that has stopped. So what I'm going to do is unscrew this, put that to the side. I'm going to attach the coffee filter to here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow into this hose, which is going to blow all of that smoke that is inside the bottle back out. What I'm trying to do is replace the air that's in the bottle with fresher air than the actual cigarette smoke that's in there. I think I've done a good enough job of getting most of it out. And this is what I want to show. This is the cigarette smoke that I just blew out of the 2-liter bottle. You can see all the nasty tar, nicotine, yellow chemical substance that's on there. I'm not a chemist by any means, so I wouldn't begin to tell you the chemicals that are in here. But as you can see, that is what comes out on the coffee filter. In just a moment, I'm going to get everything set back up here, and I'm going to try the same thing with a regular electronic cigarette. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see the difference. Hey everybody, I'm back. As you know, in the first part of the video, what I did is attached a traditional tobacco cigarette to the top of the bottle. The water drained out, and after I blew all of the smoke back out of the bottle, that was the result of what was left on the coffee filter. Now, again, my name is Frank with Global Vapor Manufacturing, Global Vapor Supply up in upstate New York. Got to give you a quick plug. You got to see us on Twitter. We're Global Vapor MFG, and we are on Facebook. Just look us up as Global Vapor Supply, and our website is www.global-vapor.com. All right, so now what I've done is I have attached an electronic cigarette to the same system that I used for a tobacco cigarette. This is an 1100 twist variable voltage battery with a Kanger T3S tank. I think the liquid that I have in here is called Lemon Berry Bliss. It's a lemon pound cake flavor. The only tricky part with this is going to be is that these electronic cigarettes are created with a safety function, so you can only hold the button for 10 seconds. So what you're gonna see me doing is letting it go and then pushing it again. So what I'm gonna do is push the button to suck all of the vapor this time into the bottle instead of the cigarette smoke. All right, so we're going to get this started. I'm going to press and hold, and I can hear it hitting. And you can see the vapor coming out of the tank and going into the 2-liter bottle. And we shut off at 10 seconds. I'm going to go again. As you can see, the liquid vapor from the electronic cigarette is being pulled into the bottle. It's kind of a rich white smoke versus the dirty white yellowish smoke from a tobacco cigarette. A little bit more time consuming because you have to push the button every 10 seconds. But again, it's a safety feature for the 1100 twist batteries, the 650, 900s, all of them have that safety feature so that you don't press and hold the button for too long and it gets too hot, it burns your coil or your battery out. While we're waiting for this to go through, I'm going to throw in a couple of more shameless plugs. As I told you, you can contact us through our website at global-vapor.com. We make and manufacture the 2 different lines of e-liquid, 80% rain and a 60-40 blend, which is shine. We have those available in 15 or 30 milliliter. And they come in plastic or glass. We recently switched to a new bottle. If you can see these bottles here, it's a frosted rectangle bottle and they're labeled with the rain label. But we will always have available our 15 milliliter plastic. We have 30 milliliter plastic. And we also have 30 milliliter glass, also in the square glass. We do supply a full line of hardware as well. Starter kits, mods, tanks, coils, everything that you could need. And if you ask why I'm using an 1100 with a T3S, it is because I still think it's my favorite. No matter how big the mods get, no matter how great everything gets, I always stick with an 1100 twist and a T3S tank. Alright, so that has finished pulling through. All the water is 99% gone. We'll set this down over here. Take my coffee filter with my O-ring. Put it back on top of the bottle. Now what I'm going to do is, again, blow into the tube so that all the vapor that's in there is expelled and comes up through the coffee filter. And yes, after doing this all morning, I do feel like I'm going to pass out. All right, I'm going to stop there because instead of this being an instructional informational video. It's going to wind up being on America's Funniest Videos when I pass out and fall over. So now, taking the filter off, drop the O-ring there, and this is what you have left on the coffee filter. I'm going to pull it up a little bit closer. That's what's left on the coffee filter after using an electronic cigarette. This is what's left on a coffee filter after a traditional tobacco cigarette. Now, I am no health expert. I don't sit here and make any claims of anything. I'm just here to tell you, I would much rather use an electronic cigarette than to have this going in and out of my lungs. Remember, check us out. It's www.global-vapor.com. I'm going to put this up on Twitter. I'll put it up on Facebook. See us at Global Vapor MFG on Twitter, and check us out on Facebook also. If you go on to our website, there's a place in there where you can do a wholesale inquiry. We make and manufacture e-liquids wholesale all over the country, down South America, and we've got some stuff going over to the Middle East now. So check us out. We'll send you some samples, do everything we can for you. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.